Yo, what's good, my people, man? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to be revealing something that I've never revealed before. That's why I'm very excited. It's going to be a full training blueprint of how I went from being skinny, this 55 kg tiny boy, to straight jacked, covered in muscles, 93 kg. I'm going to be uncovering, packing so much value in this video for you guys. If you're struggling to build muscle, you're struggling to get that dream body that you've been pursuing for so long. In this video, I'm going to be revealing exactly what I did and how I transformed my physique, man. So let's get it, mate. Have your popcorn ready, have your pen and paper, my boy, because you're back in school. Take some notes, because this is going to be juicy. This is going to be packed with value. I'm excited for this to share with you guys. Let's go. So point number one is actually what exercises to do, right? Whether you're new to the gym, you're a beginner, you're a newbie, right? Like how I once was, or whether you've been going for a while and you've not been making that progress that you've wanted to make in your physique. You've not quite yet built the muscle you wanted. You got to first understand what exercises that there are for you to do, right? So when I first went into the gym, I was this skinny, innocent boy who just wanted to get jacked. Like I have no game plan. I didn't know what exercises to do. You might be in that position right now. You may not know exactly what you should be doing. And when it comes to exercises to do, I quickly learned that there's two main. There's any exercise. There's two types, right? There's a compound exercise and there's an isolation exercise, boys. So compound exercise. First, what is a compound exercise, bro? What are you talking about? Compound exercises. These are exercises that work multiple muscle groups in your body at once. Okay. So what does that mean, Faison? So what that means is, for example, you have a barbell bench press. Okay. So bring it down. Boom, you push up, right? So barbell bench press. That's a compound exercise because it works your chest, hence bench chest press, right? It works your chest. Also, though, your front delt and your triceps are worked at the same time. So that means that it's a compound exercise because it's working multiple muscle groups at once, right? So with compound exercises, this is your bread and butter. This is like your foundation, right? This is your bricks of the house. You feel me? Without this, it all comes crashing down. Without this, you're not going to build that foundation for you to build that that Greek god-esque dream physique that you've always wanted. So compound exercises, I always say at the start of your routine, have one to two to begin with. And because it takes up, because it is the main lifts, and it takes up it requires a lot of your muscle groups to do it. It actually takes up a lot of energy, right? So you want to be doing that first so that you're not doing it when you're tired. When you have the most energy, the most force, you're up for it. Boom, you go knock it out. And yeah, that's how you do it. So that's how I've always started my routines. And even to this day, I always start with compound exercises. Get the bread and butter done. Get the difficult ones, the hardest exercises first, which is I'll give you some examples. There's your barbell bench press, your squats, your deadlifts, your pull-ups, your bent over rows, your deadlifts. Like these are overhead press, dips. These are all exercises that you should be doing at the start of your routine. Okay. Now, the second type of an exercise to do in the gym is what we call an isolation exercise. Again, Bison, what the hell is an isolation exercise, bro? Let me put you on. Isolation exercise is in the name. It's an exercise that isolates your muscles, but specifically isolates one muscle. So you're not if you're doing a bicep curl, you're not isolating your tricep or your fucking shoulder, right? You're isolating your bicep curl, okay? And that means, as an isolation exercise, that only one muscle group is being worked at that time. Now, what's the benefit of isolation, Fires? And what's the difference between a compound and isolation? Like, why do I need to do both? So you need to do both because with an isolation exercise, it focuses specifically on one muscle group. So that's how you sculpt your physique. So the compound exercise is like the bread and butter. It packs on size and muscle across your overall body because it's working multiple muscle groups at once. But isolation exercise, that's how you get, for example, like this definition. You know what I'm saying? If you can see it. I should have backed my top off for this, really. I'm already getting hot. But anyways, yeah, that's how you get the definition in your muscle groups with the isolation exercise. You can get a really good pump off it as well. So having a combination of compound exercises and then isolation exercise at the end of your workouts, that's going to give you that pump, and that's going to help you build a full developed sculpted physique. All right. And the third, actually a bonus, the third type of exercise which fits under the isolation is what we call a unilateral exercise. Right. So what is a unilateral exercise, bro? Hey, be patient, my boy. I'm gonna put you on. All right. So unilateral exercises, these are exercises that works one side of your body at a time. So for example, if you see anyone doing a one arm, about to punch through the ceiling, right? If you see anyone do a one arm shoulder press, or you do like a one arm cable raise, or you do a one arm leg extension, like this is what we call a unilateral exercise. You're training one muscle group at one portion of your body at a time, right? And this is very, very beneficial. Something that the mistake I made at the beginning is I didn't incorporate any of these exercises. So I quickly found out that my left side of my body was lagging behind my right. I got humbled real bad, guys. Humbled real bad. I was doing bench and my left was just bugging. Like it was just lopsided like this. And that's how I knew, okay, I need to start training my left side of my body. So definitely incorporate unilateral exercises into your routine. All right. This is just point number one. Keep staying tuned. I've got way more to come. Point number two, progressive overload on your exercises. Faisal, what the hell is progressive overload, bro? What's all this long vocab, high caliber words? All right. Progressive overload. So progressive overload is you putting your muscles under more stress week by week by either three of these things, by either increasing the weight on per exercise, either increasing the number of reps on the same exercise, or either lastly, the third thing is to decrease the rest time on your sets, right? So those are the three things that you can do to progressively overload. So the goal for you is to not go in the gym and just strut around like in Conor McGregor style. Yeah, let me just go to this machine, 12 reps. Yeah, done. Okay, let me go to bench. Oh yeah, boom, done. Nah, bro. That's why you're still built like a stick. That's why you ain't making no gains, my boy. Because you're just going there just to tick a box. You actually have to put in the work and train intense. And progressive overload week by week will allow you to see the results if you were to do that. All right. So progressive overload. All right. If we take bench press as a practical example, if you're meant to do, I'm gonna touch on the sets and stuff later on, but if you're meant to do 4 sets of 10 reps and you did 60 kg one week, you did 10, boom. All right. Then the following week, you would go up in weight, and you'd go up by 2.5 kg. So what you want to do is if you can do whatever rep range you have, if you can do 10 reps, right? If you have to do 6 to 10 reps, for example, 4 sets, and you can do 10 reps, 4 sets in a row, that means it's time for you to increase the weight because the weight is not heavy enough because you're doing 10 for 4 sets, right? You want to pick a weight where, if it's 6 to 10 reps, 6 is a struggle, like you can just about get it, and 10 is like the max. Like any more than 10, you can't do it. And that's why I laugh when people say don't train to failure. They're like, what, bro? Train to failure in those rep ranges. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not like you're killing yourself, but you know that within that rep range, I couldn't have gone above it because you've trained to failure in that rep range. I hope that makes sense, boys. So yeah, that's the first way of progressive overload. The second way, is actually to increase the reps. So let's say you do a weight 6 to 10 reps. Let's just use that for this example, and you're doing like, you know, six. You're doing 6 reps, 6 reps, 7 and 8, right? So what you want to do is you want to stick with that weight and keep doing that weight until you can reach 10, 10, 10, 10, and then you would then increase the weight. I hope this is making sense how it kind of links in and flows. All right. And then, excuse me, the third thing that you can do is to decrease the rest time with the same weight and the same reps. So let's say you did 60 kg, 10, 10, 10. You could decide if you rested, say, 90 seconds, that you're going to rest 60 seconds and try and do it again before moving up in weight. I typically didn't do that. I rarely did that. I focus more on the first two things. But yeah, that's point number two. It's important that you progressively overload in the gym and you're actually putting your muscle in enough strength to cause muscle growth. All right, boom. So this leads perfectly into point number three, which is the sets, reps, and rest. All right. So when it comes to the sets, honestly, You don't need to kill yourself in the gym. Like you have these gurus give you like scientific proof as to what says, listen, bro, I ain't need none of that, and I'm jacked. You feel me? Like I know what works for me, and that's why you're watching me because you want to know what works for me, and I'm gonna share that with you. So if it sets, rest, and reps. So if it sets, stick between 3 to 5, but anywhere between 3 to 5 sets, right? Typically, what I like to do is for the compound exercises, since I'm doing it first, I have the most energy. I typically do like 4 to 5. Like I'm talking about working sets as well. Sets, not your warm up weight, bro. I'm not talking about you going lifting the bar, doing your 40, doing whatever weight is easy for you. Nah, scrap that off. That's warm up. That's warm up, bro. We're talking about the big boy league, the actual proper sets. You feel me? Like you're gonna do 3 to 5 sets of those where the weight is actually challenging. Um, and typically, like I said, for compound exercises, I would do like 4 to 5 sets of that. And then since my body typically, if you're going hard enough, it should be taxed after that. You should be like, you should be in pain. Like you should be feeling the workout. And then when you go to the isolation exercises now, like three sets, 3 4 sets, sometimes two. Um, and yeah, just to get the pump and just to squeeze the life, squeeze that juice in your muscles left, and get the most out of it. Now, when it comes to the rest, hey, again, unpopular opinion about these gurus, what they'll tell you. Other people may differ from my opinion. I look better than 99% of those people. I don't care. Shush. Listen to me. You're here watching me for a reason. So for what works for me, compound exercises, I stick between 90 seconds to 2 minutes. And then isolation exercises, I typically rest between 45 to 60 seconds. But in the grand scheme of things, let me break it down further. So if you're going for endurance purposes, you're going to rest about 30 seconds, typically. Like 30, anywhere between like 15 to 30, pushing 45 seconds. If you want to build muscle and have enough recovery per set, you want to be resting anywhere between 1 to 2 minutes, right? And if you want to be going for strength, purely strength, power, then rest between 3 to 5 minutes plus. All right, that's kind of what I've used in my training, and yeah, the result speaks for itself. All right, so that's the sets covered. That's the rest. That's the rest covers. And with the reps, again, I'll break it down for strength. You're gonna stick from 1 to 5 reps. If you're watching this video, which clearly you are, your goal would be to build muscle, and that you're gonna be anywhere between 6 to 12 reps. Those are, from my experience, those are the best rep ranges to build muscle. And then for the endurance, you're looking at about 12, 15, 20 reps plus. All right. That is the breakdown between the sets, reps, and the rest that you should be applying into your training based on your fitness goals. That was point 3. Now, point number 4 is time under tension. Now, this is very, very important and it's very overlooked as well. And this really, like, it helps to break down more muscle tissue fibers. All right. So, what do I mean? You're probably wondering, so what do you mean time under tension, bro? Like, what do you mean time under tension? All right. Time under tension is essentially how much stress you put your muscles under per rep, right? During the time that you're working out that muscle group for that set, right? So if your time under tension is affected through different things, all right? So you have tempo, and then you have different types of sets, such as supersets and drop sets. These are all like muscle building, like techniques, tactics that you can use to put your muscle under more time under tension, because the whole point of having your muscles under more time under tension is that you're actually going to stimulate more muscle fibers, you're going to break them down more, and that can then enhance and promote more muscle growth, providing you have the correct nutrition. All right, so let's dive into that. So when it comes to the tempo, it's a 3-number system. So for example, it could be 3, 1, 2. I don't know if you caught what I did there, but the first number in this example, 3, this is what we call the eccentric. So eccentric just means you lowering the weight, whether it's that's on a bench press, whether that's on a pull-up, right? That is the eccentric part of the phase. And that's actually probably the most important, because when you go slow on the way down, you can actually put your muscle under more time and attention, break down more muscle fibers, blah, 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 blah. All right. The second number is the number where is the number for you to pause. So it's the pause. So if it was like a 1 second pause, it'd be like pause 1, right? And then the third number is the concentric, which is the upward portion of the exercise. All right. So whether that is the pull up, right, or whether that is the pushing, okay, or the shoulder press. So that's the second number. So if it's a 3-1-2, it's a very like it's a different tempos you can use. 3-1-2 is very effective, really, because you're going slow on the way down, slight pause so you're controlling the movement, and then you're pushing up, right? That's just an example of a tempo that you can use. And that's going to be very effective to increase the time under tension. And then you have the types of sets: superset and drop sets. Bro, what Faisal, what is a superset? What is a drop set? A superset is when you do two exercises. I don't know why I'm doing two, like four, but two exercises back to back. All right. And what that does is it's putting your muscle under more time and attention. So typically supersets are great when it's like opposite muscle groups. So, for example, if you're doing arms, you do a tricep, like a close grip bench, supersetted by a bicep curl. It can actually make your workouts quicker and more effective, but also your muscle gonna be more under time, under tension, right? You can do it with the same muscle group, but if you're new to the gym, if you're a beginner, you haven't really built up your muscle like that, it's gonna be too hard and it can be detrimental because now you're tiring, you're fatiguing your muscles, and it's gonna lead to more lactic acid being built, which is just your muscles getting fatigued. And that means you're not gonna be as productive to be able to like have optimal strength to lift as much as possible with good form. So I would say do opposing muscle groups for supersets. And then drop sets. Drop set is the one with the same muscle group. So what that is, you have a certain exercise. For example, let's just say let's just say you're doing skull crushers or tricep. Nah, that's a bad example. Let's just do biceps again. Let's say you're doing bicep curls on the machine. You're doing the bicep curl, right? Let's just say you're a big boy. You do full stack, right? Now, drop set means like you drop it. You can have multiple drop sets if you want, or just one. So, especially for biceps, since we're talking about it, I like sometimes to include like drop sets, like 2 or 3, right? I like to do like a rope bicep curl. So that would be me having like doing a weight, whatever, let's say 10, 8 reps. Then once it gets like to failure with good form, I would drop the weight and then go and do it again. Like say 8 or 10 reps. Drop the weight, do it again. So that's fantastic for more time under tension. And you're even dropping the weight, but trust me, if you do it right, it feels like the weight is actually increasing. And that's just because your muscles are under so much time under tension, they're getting tired, they're getting fatigued, and that's good news. That's what you want. So that's point 4. Guys, the final point of the full training blueprint of how I went from skinny to jacked is a training frequency. All right. So I first started training everything 1 times a week, 4 to 5 times a week. Each, and what I mean by 1 times per week is each muscle group. I used to train each muscle group 1 times per week, and I did get results. I'm not gonna sit here and say it doesn't work. I did get results, but right, based on when I did change to 2 times per week and science-based facts, training your muscle groups optimally 2 or 3 times a week is better for muscle growth than 1 times a week. And why is that, Faisal? Why are you saying this? Why should I listen to that? Well, it's because, my boy, your body's going to be under what we call protein synthesis for longer, right? And if your body's under protein synthesis, that is the process of your muscles actually being able to break down the muscle tissue and then rebuild, repair, and grow. So it's a process of you breaking down your muscles and then for them to be built back up to be bigger and stronger. And when you train more frequently, you can tap into that more often, right? So if you train on Monday and then you wait a whole week till Monday again, this protein synthesis cycle gets spiked. But then after a few days, I think, don't quote me on this, but it's after a couple of days, it will start to drop. And if you don't train it again, you have to wait all the way till Monday, right? Whereas if you train it 2 times per week, Monday and Thursday, spiked protein synthesis is in that phase, it drops, then Monday you pick it back up again. But the key for this, if you do train more frequently, which you should, each muscle group more frequently, you don't want to kill yourself. There's a balance between you're going for stimulation, not annihilation. Because there's a balance between training and just tapping into that protein synthesis, or for you to just completely kill your muscles off, train them too intensely and too hard, too much volume multiple times a week. And then that's why you're going to come to me saying, oh, bro, I've got muscle soreness. My body's aching. I feel like I just need to rest more, take days off the gym. my boy, it's not the fact that you need to take more days off the gym. It's just that you're not training properly, right? You're killing yourself in the gym. It's stimulation, not annihilation. Sometimes less is more. All right. So just to finish up on that, and I'll wrap up this video. When it comes to training frequency, 2 or 3 times per week rather than once, you want to stimulate your muscle groups by having less volume, but you're doing it more frequently. So rather than blasting your muscles 30, 40 sets in one, 30, 40 sets, like 8 exercises, 10 exercises in one workout, you want to break that up to like, five to eight exercises, like 5 to 8 exercises twice a week, right? So that's like 10 to 16 sets rather than like killing yourself doing like 20, 30 sets just in one session. Even though you might be like, whoa, but it's less volume. Yes, but it's split apart, right? So like I said, the protein synthesis, and you're triggering that in your body, which is going to be able to help you to build more muscle, right? So that is the full training blueprint of how I went from 55 kg skinny to straight jack muscles, warrior looking type of man, 93 kg in 7.5, 7.5 years. And of course, the nutrition plays a huge part too, but the training is what really helped me transform my physique, because I was just training like so hard. And these are like the six things that I've learned along the way, which I applied once I learned my lessons, and this really helped me transform my physique. So you can learn from me, apply these 6 things if you want, and hopefully that helps you out. Hopefully that's gonna help you in your training, and you see a massive difference. But yeah, you guys, you've come to the end of the video of the training. It's your boy Faison First. If you have any questions or if you want further help, just send me a DM on Instagram. It's Faison First Fit, FAISON FARSTFIT. Hey man, I'm out. I was excited to share this with you guys. You know what it is. It's your boy Faison First, serious business. Peace and love.